In this video, we'll learn how to upload photos and send them to the website so they can be available for sale on the site. Here we click on it. Then we look for where we've saved our designs or the photos we want to upload. Of course, we select them, and I had already uploaded a photo. This photo is already there now. You choose the photo, and if there's more than one photo and you want to write the same description for all of them, that's fine. You just select them all together. In general, this is my photo. Here it is. The first thing, as we learned before, is it made using a design program, or did you take it with a camera or your phone's camera? Of course, you have to pay attention to this. Actually, this is almost always a reason for rejection, not just sometimes. If you do something like this, a photo taken with a mobile phone or a regular camera, and then you treat it as, or the opposite, you make a design in Photoshop, for example, and submit it as a photo. So we need to be careful about this point. After that, you choose the category that this photo belongs to. It depends, of course. For example, if it's food, generally you choose the category that the photo belongs to. And you choose, of course, because unfortunately there isn't an Arabic option. We select something very important. Was this photo created using AI tools or not? Of course, the site does allow you to sell photos made with AI. Shutterstock, however, prohibits this. But here on this site, it's allowed, there's no problem. So, is this photo made with AI? You say yes, that's fine. Does it contain people? You check that option. If there are no people, then just select no. For example, any photo like this one, does it have people in it? Of course, you have to get their permission first, as we mentioned before, in order to... If you select yes, then you need to have permission. You're supposed to get it from the person you photographed. This is so you can upload their photo to the marketplace where we sell our images, because you can't just photograph anyone and upload it. So if we select no, that's it. We don't need to do anything. But if we select yes, then we do. So of course, we need to upload or create one, a model release form. We'll learn how to do that together in a separate video. When do we select no? It's when the photo doesn't have a person in it. And here is your description. As we said, you have up to 200 characters. We mentioned that after you write it, you can copy it from there and paste it here. Here, the website itself offers you suggestions, and you can choose one of them. So it has already written a description of the photo, or it's done. In this part, it shows you options. And as we said, this is very, very, very important. You look for anything related to the photo and write it down. So here, for example, he even chose, because of course the photo has snow in it, with as and without as. So, for example, you choose what's appropriate, click add here, and that's it. It's included. Okay, I don't want all of these. I don't want them, that's it. I don't want just these two, I want all of them. That's it. And from here, these are the keywords we've written. If you want to add more, no problem. You can add, of course, in English. And here's another one. So how many can you have? You can have up to 50, which is suitable. If you write 20, that's fine too. It's still good. You just add more, but generally speaking, the minimum here is 5 and the maximum is about 50 or 49, just as it's written. But there's something important and different here on this site that's not on the other site. And what is it? Here, for example, this keyword, the one in this field, is the most important one, and it's the one shown to people if it's written. For example, if I write here, for example, let's say I write child or C, and the picture doesn't have a C, even though that's very important. No, in this case, the image most likely won't appear to the buyer. Why? Because what's here, for example, has nothing to do with the buyer. The buyer, for example, is looking for a picture with a girl, but you wrote in the first keyword that it's a sea or a fish or anything unrelated to the picture. So you're actually pushing your image further down in the site's search results. That's why the first 5 keywords are very important, and their importance is ranked from 1st to 5th. So the first keyword must be something directly related to the image. And it should be something popular, for example, so that a lot of people are searching for it when they're looking on the site. That way, your images will appear at the top of the site. So those first 5 keywords are very important. The site gives them a lot of weight here in the marketplace. This feature doesn't exist on the other site. If you want to edit them, like if you want to remove all of them from here for a specific reason, you can. That's it, here they are again. If you want to add them back, you just come back here. If, for example, you want to... No, I think this one is very important, so you click on it. So that's it, it comes up first. I think all of these are very important. You can even drag from here and move this one down, make it second, or move this one up above it, for example. Arrange them however you like. Of course, the important ones go first, and the less important ones go at the end. All right, once we're done, so as we said, keep in mind that if you did it from a website or from the available options, that's fine. But if it's a photo taken with a camera or a design, then you don't select this option. All right. After we click, did we click or is it done? That's it. It's done. After that, when we click, it brings this up for us. The first thing at the top, any review, it's like you're telling it that everything is fine and you've done everything correctly and properly. That's the first one, or the first line. And the one below, yes, you're also confirming that everything is fine and you've done what's required of you. Then you click continue. After that, this will appear for you. And it's basically, I mean, it's telling you this to make sure you're a human, not, not a robot. So it tells you to select the pictures of cats or click on them. Then you'll see that it shows you any picture. It doesn't have to be this specific one. It could be any picture, and asks you to describe it as well, just to make sure you're a human and not an AI or a robot. So you describe the picture for it, of course, in English, and then you click here. You'll find your images that are in the review stage, which means the site is still going to review them to see if they're suitable or not. After that, once they're approved, you'll find them available for you when you access them. You'll find them available for you here. That's it. And you go to your page from here. So you access your own page, the one that shows you what your profile looks like as if you were a buyer. So you can see how your page appears. You'll find your images there. But of course, since we're just starting out, we won't find much here. And this is that part. If, for example, they see a picture that hasn't been rejected, but say is missing something, for example, maybe you didn't write something, for instance, or maybe there's something he wants to adjust. So you go in very simply and you find your picture. You make the edits, you see what he wrote to you. He'll write, for example, this picture is missing such and such. Maybe we can adjust this. And then you send it back for review. So you make the changes and finish up. And here, if the picture hasn't been attached, and I mean, there's something here in Weststock that's a bit unpleasant, which is that they don't actually tell you the reason for the rejection. Instead, they just send you like a long article about the general reasons for rejection on the site. But they don't tell you specifically what the reason was for this particular picture being rejected. But that's available on Shutterstock. Shutterstock tells you, no, there's a mistake in such and such. We'll learn together in a separate video about the reasons for photo rejection and why they're not mentioned on the site. Here, the release, if for example, you want to photograph someone for a session, then you need their permission. So you go here. From this starting point, for instance, you have the convenient option to either utilize a pre-existing ready-made document or item that you already possess, such as a personalized signature you've previously created and stored, or alternatively, it becomes necessary for you to acquire it directly from this specific location or source. That is to say, once you have thoroughly completed all the required fields and information within the document, you will then be able to securely save it onto your personal electronic device for future access and reference. Here is the person's photo, or I mean their name, and here is their signature and name. And everything else you need to fill out, the city, the address, everything, and they sign it and confirm that they have allowed you to sell their photo. They write down all the details. That's it. You can upload it from here and name it with their specific name. So that later, when you upload photos for them, you'll find them here. So if we do this here, yes, here, you start from scratch, or I mean, you fill out the form for this person from the beginning. But here, no, if you've done it before, you'll find them already listed here. So you just select it, the photo of the person we've already gotten permission from before, and we've uploaded photos for them or done this process previously. Do you see? And in general, you save this form on your device because you might need it for another site. You save it on your device. But Adobe Stock is generally one of the most famous and important sites, and you really shouldn't miss it. So whenever you upload a photo to any site, you should always upload it to Adobe Stock as well. It will benefit you a lot because the site has very high sales and its profits are also high. As we said here on the payout page, if you have $25 or more, you'll find the option activated. And when you click, it asks you which payment method you want. Is it PayPal or Payoneer? And you choose the method that suits you. You just enter your email, for example, and that's it. Okay, all done. Thank you very much.